Yes, people. What's good? It's the final whistle presented by Let 'Em Shoot TV. We are back. It's an exciting time right now. You know, EPL is almost back.
Yeah.
EPL is almost back. I am Deny. Come on, shooter before Let 'Em Shoot began. You know the vibes. That's the government name. Who am I here with today?
Little goat. Government name, little goat. But government name Khalid, as you all know by now. You already know, boys.
Come on, consistency. Production said we needed to up the cadence, so we're coming with that content. Pause. Either way, it's been a quiet transfer window.
Still quiet, man, and I'm fuming as well, man, because I came here weeks ago saying my boys, we've got Michael Edwards and these men, but these men are moving big here.
They're moving quiet right now.
They're moving quiet, man. They're struggling to pay 50 million for Zubomendi, man.
They're moving quiet now, man.
It's long. Pause, man.
Instead of predicting how the season's gonna go, we can't really predict that, right?
No, we can't.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna lean on ChatGPT, AI.
Yeah.
So AI, ChatGPT, they have predicted the EPL season and where everyone's gonna finish.
Is it?
And we're gonna go through 20-1
to see what they're saying.
And comment on what we think, right?
Yeah.
You seen the list?
No. I haven't seen it, so I'm coming out fresh.
Okay. Production giving me some notes. Production's always tooling me up, giving me the equipment that I need. So, at number 20. And the relegation battle, first and foremost, who do you think's gonna get relegated? Actually, before you do that, crowd, we're gonna get into this, right? But make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Keep subscribing, keep liking, share this content with your friends. You know, the more you guys share, the more you guys like, the more content guys are gonna give you. Yeah. We've got some big plans in the works, right? So
all season long, boys. Come on.
I'm gonna give you guys a moment to like. All right, cool. Relegation battle. Who's getting relegated this season? Who do you think?
I'm struggling to see the team that came up to stay up, man.
So you got Ipswich?
I got Ipswich, Southampton, and
Leicester City.
Yeah, but I feel like Leicester, all right.
Leicester stay up.
I feel like Leicester have a point to prove. You know, I feel like they have a point to prove.
Well,
but Ipswich and Southampton, I see them going back down, man.
ChatGPT says that Ipswich finishes 20th.
Yeah, I knew it, man.
Ipswich finishing 20th. The dopest thing about Ipswich, right, is their kit. Their kit is hard, bro.
Pink thing that came out.
That kit is hard.
That kit is cold, man.
But football-wise, I think this is too much for him.
It's too much, man. I don't see him staying up. I don't see him. They've made a couple of signings to try and keep up, but I see them struggling, to be honest.
Well, they've got who you got here. They got Omar Hutchinson, who came from Chelsea and Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson, yeah.
So those are the notable signings.
Are they enough? Are they Premier League proven?
Nah.
Championship, yeah, they can cut it from me, but Premier League, different ball game.
I think they go down. And what I want to do is I want to just whiz past these kind of teams that I don't really care about and get to the business end. Yeah. So for me, they got a dope kit. 2, Ben Johnson, Hutchinson, but not enough to stay up.
Yeah.
At 19, ChatGPT says Wolves is going down.
Wolves
is going down.
I don't know, man. I don't agree with that, man.
They just lost Pedro Neto. Mind you, he's always injured. He never really plays that much.
The thing about Wolves is that they always come out and smoke.
They lost Kilman as well. That's that at the back.
Yeah, but they you see, Wolves is like a team where I feel like they're always there and about in mid table. For me, I do not agree with that. I feel like for me, they're mid-table.
I don't agree with that either.
I do not agree with that.
I think that there's other teams that I think get relegated.
Yeah, Wolves for me, I don't.
10 and 15.
Yeah. Around that, they're always mid-table. You know, they made money for Neto. I'm pretty sure.
They made like 60 million for Neto.
Somebody in.
Kilman as well, who went to West Ham as well.
They have a good recruiting system. So
it's gonna be Portuguese.
Portuguese, of course. Yeah. That's Portugal FC. That one I call it, man.
So at 18 we got Nottingham Forest. Now I kind of agree with this.
I would say Nottingham.
No, I don't.
For me is 18.
No, I don't because you know what.
Because they struggled last season, you know.
But do you think that you got Gibbs White, you got Hudson Odoi, you got Alanga? That's a front.
These boys have had enough years to prove in the Premier League, and they still haven't proven it.
Yeah, but they're at who else? You think about it, they've got Ipswich. They're going down for sure.
Yeah, Nottingham Forest. I see. I agree.
They'll be in the battle. They'll be in the battle, but I think they might survive.
Nah, I do not agree with that. I feel like Nottingham, they're the one to go down for me, because they came up the year before that.
Yeah.
They stayed up. Congrats to them. But
They've stayed.
For me, this is your last gig at the Prem. But prove me wrong. That's all I can say.
Well, at 17, Leicester City. They just came up. Now look at this.
Now this one is a tricky one because you're forgetting that Leicester City is a team, that won a Premier League.
That's bro.
No. But listen,
10 years ago now.
10 years ago, but in that 10 years, they've only had one bad season which was the year before they went down.
Yeah, well, listen to this though. They've just Enzo, the manager, he's left, gone to Chelsea. So they've got promoted. They dominated the championship. Well, didn't dominate.
I wouldn't dominate
it. Was it was close to the championship, right?
They were leading by like 20 points, and then they I don't know what happened. They flopped that one.
But Enzo's gone to Chelsea, so they've lost their manager, who's playing this great, amazing football, right? Drewsbury Hall, their player of the season, contributing bare goals. He's also gone to Chelsea. Vardy's like, what have they got? Like, who have they got?
Yeah, Jamie.
New manager.
Jamie Vardy's finished. He's old.
Yeah, that's what I mean. New manager.
Retirement.
They had Premier League proven players, but they're all older. All Brighton and them lot there, they're all gone. Does Leicester City stay up? ChatGPT says 17, but does Leicester City stay up?
For me, they do. For me, I agree with that one. From 12 to 17, that's where I see them finishing.
Okay, well,
12 to 17, but I don't see Leicester going down.
Well, I think Leicester might go down. I think Ipswich are definitely going down. I think Leicester might go down. You can't lose your best player and your manager and stay up, in my opinion.
You never know.
We'll never know, but again, we'll see. The third team that I think is going down is Southampton.
You think they're going down?
I think they're going down. Okay, and then ChatGPT has them at 16. I think they're going down.
I agree with that one. Southampton, did they make any signing? Nah.
They've got nothing notable.
Nothing. They came up, didn't make no signing. They've
nothing notable.
Do they even have a player that's like out there?
Not really, no. Nah. They still got like, what's his name? Armstrong up top.
He's finished.
He's got bare goals in the championship.
Yeah, but it's a different gig.
I know.
About, man.
He hasn't ever proved it in the Prem. So I think
they're
basically the same team that was in the championship last year. I think they're going back down. At 15, which I think this might be kind of where they finish, is Bournemouth. I think because they lost Solanke to Spurs. But I think the manager will be key. So if he stays and he gets them playing well.
But you're forgetting they were playing good football last
season. They play
season.
good football, but Solanke scored a lot of goals.
No, but he had those two boys in the wing that were providing him. And those boys are ballers.
Yeah, Clive, what's his name? Clivert is still there.
And I forgot the other guy that was on the other wing.
S. I always forget how to pronounce his name.
If it's that.
It's not Semenyo. It's not something like that.
And he's techie.
He's techie. I don't see them being in relegation
quick
battle.
And techie. I don't see him.
But I think they're going to be between that like 10 to 15 and probably on the latter end.
Yeah. I don't know. I agree.
There's another, but at 14 is a team here that I think is terrible and they may be pushing relegation.
For me, if you're talking about that team, then I feel like for me, this is the year that I would see them going down.
Who do you think I'm talking about?
If you're talking about Everton, please go down.
Your rivals themselves, man. Up in Liverpool.
They've been flirting with relegation for 2 years in a row now.
Dude, last year, if they didn't lose the point deduction, they would have been in the top 10.
Is it?
Sean Dyche would have had him in the top 10. Like, they've lost Amadou Onana. He went to Villa. But they've signed a striker from Marseille. I'm not sure what his name is. They signed a striker from Marseille. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is terrible. So he needs to...
Yeah, Calvert-Lewin is terrible.
They still have, like, Coleman at the back. Is Holgate still there?
No.
Branthwaite's on his way out as well.
On his way out.
So like
it's an expired team, and Everton needs to get their act up this season because I don't see them in a third year role coming. I feel they're going down for me, and I hope they go down because you're forgetting they're the only team in the Premier League history that have never
Arsenal's
been
never gone down.
Arsenal's
never gone down. No. Arsenal's never gone down. It got cancelled.
But the one meant to go down.
It's never gone down. But we'll move on from that. Don't worry about Arsenal. We'll move on from that. Number 13, Fulham. I think this has been excellent recruitment in West London.
Yeah,
and the good half of West London.
But all these teams they've been buying. Oh, the London teams have been spending a lot of money.
Well, they've lost what's the name? Polinia.
Yeah,
Polinia to Bayern. Yeah. They've got Ryan Sessegnon and ECR. Emil Smith Rowe coming in. Iwobi's still there. Pereira's still there. I think they may be a striker short, but for me, they're looking decent. They're looking decent. Like mid-table team, looking decent. And I like a team like Fulham, to be in and about that space.
Yeah, I feel like Fulham will probably be the team where people need to watch out for this season, because you never know what you're gonna get from them. You know what I'm saying?
They can beat teams. They can beat teams.
They can beat teams. So I agree with that one. Fulham for me, they're in the right spot. 15th? Is it 15th?
No, 13th.
13th. Yeah.
13th. And then number 12, Palace. Crystal Palace.
See, I don't agree with Palace. Nah, this is where the top half of the table, this is where it's gonna get tricky for me.
Where do you think Palace finish?
I feel like they're top 10.
Top 10? They've just lost their best player, bro.
Palace is a team where you would expect them to come to. Nobody expected them to do what they did last year, but they came on smoke.
Okay, so they've lost Elise to Bayern Munich. They've bought Sarr from Marseille, yes. They've got Eze's still there at the moment.
Yeah, Eze's still there.
Mark Guehi is going to leave.
But he hasn't, though.
He might leave. He may be going to Newcastle. He may be going somewhere else.
But there's no concrete.
Yeah. Mark Guehi made it. Adam, obviously, Wharton in that deep line midfield position, great.
If Mark Guehi and Olisa stay, I don't.
Elise's gone, sorry. Elise's gone already.
I mean,
Eze's going. If Mark Guehi and Eze leave, what happens then? Mateta's up front still.
Then
Sarr's going to be on that wing.
They're going to struggle. If they lose Gray and Eze,
I think they're going to lose Gray for sure at the back. I think that they're going to lose. I don't think so, I think Eze will stay one more year before he goes. I think they'll finish in and about like that 12 to 15 mark as well.
But I hope if they were to lose Gray, I hope we buy him, man, because we need a centre back. We need somebody like that in the back, because
we need centre back. So we're at 11 now. This is a team that, like, I don't know what's going to happen here. It's Brighton. Now, let me give you some background on Brighton. They had Potter, right? And everyone was talking about Potter ball, and they were doing this, that, and the third. Then he left and went to Chelsea. Then they got De Zerbi. And that continued on, and it was De Zerbi ball, and Pep came out and said all the things about De Zerbi, blah, 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 blah. De Zerbi's now left. They've got a new manager. They haven't made any big signings.
But they still got ballers in the team. You forget they still got Mitoma? Is it Mitoma?
Mitoma, yeah.
Mitoma. They've got
a decent squad.
Welbeck is still there, isn't he?
Yeah, Welbs is still there. That guy Welbs. They've got a decent squad.
They've got a decent squad, yeah.
But do I see them? I think this new man. Is this the year we find out if it's the players or if it's the manager? Because De Zerbi got them into Europe last year, right? Now, they couldn't really balance that European football and Prem football. So, this year, they're not in Europe. Do we think...
But not being in Europe is a big advantage
One game a week,
yeah.
Do they push that top 10?
So, this is where we get to see if they were really, like, like you said, the manager or the team or the players, because they've had good players that were performing. Yeah. Because you're forgetting, they lost McAllister. They lost.
Yeah, there was some Caicedo.
Big players are a big part of their system.
That is true. Actually, you're right. They lost Caicedo and McAllister in the same summer.
In the same summer. So we'll see how they go. But
I think squad depth as well was big for them. Was a issue for them last year, because I don't think they had their squad to play in Europe and play in the Prem, and obviously play the cup games, FA Cup, the Carling Cup. That's a big thing for these kind of smaller teams.
And Mitoma came on smoke, but last year I don't know what happened, man. It was. I think
it's just too many games, and
it was a bit quiet. Because the season before that, everyone was talking about like the next son.
He was on fire, man.
He was on fire.
He had studied football dribbling.
He's crazy.
He studied football dribbling. But now we get into the top 10. Now it's a business end crowd. Before we get into this top 10, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Give you a moment real quick. All right. Cool. You've liked it? Cool.
Make sure you subscribe down there, man.
Cool. Now, at number 10, which is, I don't think this team is mentioned in the top 10. Brentford.
Is missing or is not?
Is not making the top 10.
If they keep
they're not
Tony.
They're not. Tony needs to leave.
No. But you're saying, but we're talking about right now, because he's not.
I don't even think that they can afford to keep Tony. I think he's poison to the team at this rate.
How?
He wants to leave. He's publicly saying he wants to leave. They've signed a striker to replace him, I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, crowd.
But they still have Bueno as well.
And Bueno's good. Like, they've got a decent squad. But do you see? I just don't think that.
I'm saying if they lose Tony, then they'll struggle.
No, I think they need to lose Tony. to be better because I think that's having Tony there is just going to create. It's going to be so many off the field conversations that are happening. So that's one thing. But two, I don't think that they're going to be able to just break into the top 10. I just don't see it.
I don't know, man. I do not agree with
like,
that one.
When we think about, like, I think Fulham are better equipped than them.
No.
I think Fulham are better equipped than them.
With Tony or without Tony?
I think with Tony. No, so without Tony, Fulham, or with or without Tony, Fulham are in a better position to push for the top 10 over them.
No, because you're forgetting Brentford they're good defensively. They're very hard to break down. Fulham have been that team that gave away a lot of opportunities last year.
Yeah, and you saw I just see something in Fulham this year. It's a good half for West London.
I don't know. I just can't go past like them having the strikers that they have up front that are good finishers.
I hear you. Maybe I am wrong. And I'm looking at Brentford. I'm looking at Palace. I'm looking at Fulham. Everything's obviously not. I don't rate them at all.
Palace and Brighton. I could agree with you. They could do better than.
Actually, maybe they might make the top 10. Yeah,
Brentford, but I don't know. I feel. And didn't they just sign what's his name recently? Carvalho the other day. From Liverpool, Brentford.
Oh yeah, he's going to come in. He has.
You see what I mean? So they've got wingers, they've got ballers there.
I'm wrong.
So I don't know. I just can't see it.
I'm wrong.
Can't see it. Brentford. That's a good signing as well, man. Carvalho from Liverpool, man. He was on smoke pre-season, man.
I'm wrong, Crowd. Actually, I'm gonna correct myself. Brentford can probably push for the top 10, and I agree with you, ChatGPT. But at number 9, a club that I think is doing wonderful business in the market right now. Is West Ham. They've got a new manager. They've just signed Fulkrug from Dortmund, so a striker up top, which is what I think they've been missing for a while. And they still at number 9.
They still got BD Antonio up there.
Mikel Antonio's still there, but he can still do a job. Everyone's on him, but he can still do a job.
They've got Bowen.
Bowen's there. Kilman's at the back. He comes in from Wolves. They've also signed a young Brazilian, Luis Guim. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He came from Los Palmas. Palmeiras. He's young.
Paqueta there in the midfield.
Paqueta there, but he might be going back to Brazil because of his gambling
addiction
issues. But you've got they've got a good squad. Like they've got a decent squad.
They've got a very, very good squad. But the West Ham's always had a good squad. No matter if they lose players, they've always had a good recruitment.
What was the issue, Moyes? Because obviously they were complaining about Moyes' ball and they wanted Moyes out and he's finally gone. But Moyes got them a European trophy. They went on a European run. That's their first trophy they've won in years.
Yeah, true.
A few years back, they were contending. They were contending. They were in the top 10. Like they were a solidified team in the top 10. Like, are we just throwing that away? Like Moyes, even though he may not have played the sexiest football, the job done.
But this is where we get to see whether if it was David Moyes or if it was just the team itself that wanted to get the manager out. Because you could have a team that playing good football with a good manager, but they're not getting along with the manager. You know what I mean?
I'm very interested to see how East London, but West Ham go with the new manager and with the additions they've made. Because I think they've definitely invested well. I think this might be that Declan Rice money that's still kind of trickling along. But yeah, no, I think this is excellent business. And ChatGPT, I agree with you on this 9th place finish for them. At number 8, a team that I think may finish higher, in my opinion, is Spurs.
Tottenham.
Spurs.
Just got my boy Solanke, yeah?
Spurs. They got Solanke.
Yeah.
But Ange still playing the high line. I feel like they need a plan B.
But do you reckon with the players they have right now, they have enough?
No.
I feel like for me, the likes of West Ham on their day are better than Spurs.
Nah, Spurs are still good, bro.
Nah, because
Spurs have been missing number 9.
You're forgetting they've been missing at number 9, yeah? And Solanke had a good season last year, but you're forgetting to think about it. He was performing for Crystal Palace.
Bournemouth, sorry.
Well, for Bournemouth because he was the main guy.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right now.
That's what I'm
going to stop you right now. Do you think that you put Solanke in that number 9 position, who replaces Richarlison, who can't put the ball in the back of the net for Spurs? So I think they're going to get rid of Richarlison. He might go to Saudi for bare P. Solanke goes into that number 9 position.
But Solanke hasn't proven it in a big club yet.
For me, so this is where you see. But for me, obviously he was at Chelsea, then he went to Liverpool.
Yeah. and he couldn't cut it.
No, but then he was young.
He was young. So he went to Bournemouth,
and he's done 2 to 3 seasons at Bournemouth and been a good finisher, a good striker.
But this is my point. At Bournemouth, he had no competitor. Yeah. It's not like he's sitting when he goes to these big clubs. Who's his competitor? You have somebody to come.
Who's his competitor at Spurs?
Nobody.
That's exactly my point. He's going to play in week out at the number 9 position.
Yeah, but he has to prove it because even at a big club like Spurs, you would have the fans on you 24/7.
It's okay.
You would have.
That's okay. He's only going to get more chances at Spurs.
But this is where you get.
They're a high pressing team.
He was playing for Liverpool. He was
like with 18 years. He was young.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. It changes everything.
No, it doesn't.
He's got 3 or 4 more years.
You've got so many. You've got Saka, young baller. Stop. He's playing at a big club with big players. Bro. No pressure. You've got so many ballers that I can name you. Yeah, that had a higher. You know how rated Solanke was when he was growing up?
Listen to this.
As a striker, do you know how highly he was rated?
Listen to this.
Come on, man.
The proof is in the pudding. There's evidence and case points of him putting the ball in the back of the net in the Premier League for the past 3 seasons.
Where is that? I just been seeing it last season.
But he's progressively got better and better and better. When he was at Liverpool, he couldn't quite do it. And he was never going to be that number 9 for Liverpool. He was never going to do that, right?
He was, exactly.
He was never going to do that. He's gone to a lower club, a lesser club, and he's every year in, year out, he's got better. We can't argue that. Year in, year out, Solanke has got better. And now he's at Spurs, which is a decent club, even though I don't like him personally.
It's not a decent club. It's a top 6 club. You can't say it's a top 6 club.
A top 6 club.
Champions League fighting club. They are meant to be the club, like when you go every year, year in, year out.
So if a striker scores 15 to 20 goals in the Premier League, are you telling me he's not good enough to be at a top 6 club?
He's not, because you're looking at it like this.
Okay, so name me.
Let me tell you, Christian Benteke.
Stop.
Christian Benteke. He was banging in goals. Week in, week out.
And at Villa, he was banging in goals as well.
Exactly.
And Villa were a top 10 club.
No. Top 6. I'm talking about top. Yeah, we're talking about top 6.
Are you really comparing Villa to Spurs? Really?
That's what I'm telling you.
Are you really comparing the Villa of then?
But that's what I'm telling you. When he went to a bigger, when he went to a bigger, no, but when he went to a bigger team.
Pause.
Wait.
Where did you go? So he went from Villa to Liverpool.
Yeah. And what did he do? Nothing.
But the thing is, Liverpool weren't that good then.
Exactly my point. Spurs, same thing with Spurs. They were not that good. Spurs are struggling.
Spurs are not struggling. Spurs
come on, man. Spurs struggled last year, man. They had a good start to the season.
Exactly.
But then they struggled.
What I'm saying is, but we can say that the thing that they were missing, the thing that Spurs were missing last season.
How can you start off so good and let Chelsea, the team that everybody was laughing at, catch up to you?
The end stinks. The end stinks.
Exactly.
The end. I agree with you. The end stinks. But are you telling me that a Spurs team with a pretty decent backline, a very good backline, they play the high. Yes, they play the high line.
I don't know if it's a very good backline.
It's a decent backline.
It used to be better. When they had Lloris and
shut up.
It used to be better.
Shut up.
I'm being legit.
Shut up.
I'm being legit.
This backline is a decent. This backline is a decent backline for the Prem. Yes, they concede a lot of goals, but that's down to the system. They play the higher line. Let me finish.
You got Eric Dyer there and all these other.
Don't talk to Eric Dyer.
So exactly.
Don't talk to Eric Dyer when I'm looking at Van der Ven. They've got is it Udogie on the left? They got Pedro Porro on the right, and they got Sanchez.
Sanchez.
Right, they've got a decent pairing.
I don't know, man.
They've got a decent defensive pairing. They've got a good goalkeeper who's better than freaking Hugo Lloris, who you're mentioning.
Bro, Hugo Lloris is what was at his peak one of the best goalkeepers. You're forgetting this guy led France to a World Cup.
Oh my days!
He led France to a World Cup.
Lloris is one of the worst, most overrated goalkeepers ever.
Man. You see now you're smoking George. You see, this is where we met him. Me and my boy we disagree.
You must not watch ball,
man. This is where we disagree in players.
You must not watch ball.
He led France. Yeah,
he didn't lead France. Let's stop that. Lloris did not lead France to a World Cup or anything.
Are you serious?
Lloris,
you know how many chances? You know how many chances he saved?
Lloris was a passenger.
Come on, man.
Lloris was a passenger in that French team, man. And he was the reason Spurs conceded so many goals. You might as well call him.
Man.
Lloris he got. Oh my!
Are you serious, man?
Lloris isn't. No, Lloris got carried in that French team. Lloris was a problem. The new goalkeeper they have is a big upgrade on Lloris. Crowd, let us know what you think. Is the new goalkeeper at Spurs
better than Lloris?
1,000% better than Lloris. Lloris was flappy and he was flapping everything.
He was. When he was coming to his end of his...
All right.
But he
Enough
can't
about
say
Lloris.
he was... Oh, come
Enough
on,
about
man.
Lloris. Let's just decide here. Spurs, they've got Dominic Solanke. They've added him. Obviously, Richarlison goes out. I think Timo Werner's still involved in that at Spurs. I don't know what the hell's going on there because he's terrible. But I still think they're going to finish higher than 8th because I have other teams finishing below them. At number 7 now is a team that I think has done decent business. I think it's a team that Emre has developed and he's got 2 relatively strong 11s. Like,
what, are you telling me Aston Villa's at 7?
Aston Villa is at 7 right now.
Yeah, ChatGPT, that's a lie.
Where do you think,
I see Aston Villa 4th.
I don't know if I see Aston Villa 4th.
I see them 4th.
I don't know if they push for getting the Champions League position because they're now in Champions League.
They've got Unai Emery.
Yes.
You know how...
But
this guy is the most... He's the most...
He picks what to prioritize.
Yes.
So I don't think... Even though they've got two relatively decent 11s...
Are you seriously telling me, yeah, you're sitting here and you're telling me that you're gonna believe that Emery is gonna go for the Champions League? No way. He's not gonna care about the Champions League.
Are you sure?
He's not.
He's always cared about Europe over the league.
Bro, you're talking about Aston Villa here. You know how many big dons there are?
Aston Villa,
there are in...
You know Aston Villa won
the
Champions League, right?
They've won the Champions League. Well, back then, it's like me crying about the titles we won in the 90s.
Exactly, because you do that.
You know what I mean?
You do that.
It does, exactly, but it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean if there are hungry dogs out there, yeah, that he cannot even come close to. He's not going to prioritize the Champions League over the league. That's where he made his money.
I don't agree with you. I think that Emery is going to prioritize one or the other. And I think because he's going to prioritize one or the other, it's going to affect both. In Europe last year, right, they were playing teams that are nowhere near as competitive as the teams they're playing now. This is a new format in Champions League as well. It's more games.
And what happened last year?
They got eliminated.
Exactly.
In the Europe, yes.
Yeah, exactly my point.
But they also were pushing heavily in the Prem.
But he was prioritizing the Prem more than that. More than he was doing it in Europe.
Do you think that the squad's got better?
Not really.
They've lost Douglas Luiz.
Yes,
he's going to Juve.
Yeah.
They've got Amadou Onana now, kind of replacing him.
Yeah, but Onana's not baller though.
Yeah, but he's good. Buendia now comes back. He was at Norwich. He had amazing seasons, but he hasn't been around.
Watkins up there.
But there's one killer sign that I think is maybe for me he might be the signing of the season. Sam Alien Jr. from Juventus. Now I play with this kid. I don't really know about him. Yeah, I play with this kid. I don't know about him from Football Manager.
I don't know anything about him that much.
I know about him from Football Manager. He's young, he's quick, he's rapid, he plays left wing. He's been playing at UF for the past year. Maybe not signed into the season. That's a bit of a drag. That's a bit too much because there's maybe bigger ballers that may come in. Obviously, Arsenal signed a bunch of different players. But this kid, I think he's going to have a good breakout season for Villa on that left wing.
Yeah, I don't know him.
He's Sam Allen. Watch this. Clip this right now. Sam Allen, decent season for Villa this season. Decent season. Decent season.
It's the first time me hearing the kid, so I'll be excited to watch him because they still got Leon Bailey there, and for
me, Leon Bailey hasn't landed.
I don't really rate him.
He hasn't landed.
He hasn't.
They're gonna play a 4-4-2 ish. Leon Bailey and him and Diaby were kind of rotating last year. Yeah.
See that's a baller that they need to keep Diaby, man.
But he's going to Saudi for the money, man.
They needed to keep him, man. I don't know what's with all young ballers and going for Saudi for money, man.
They want the money, man.
You're playing in the Champions League football for Aston Villa, but still, man.
They want the money, man. But let's move on to number 6. Now this is a club that I think it's weird. I find this club weird because I don't know what Newcastle are actually doing. They put Newcastle 6 over Villa. Yeah, so this is what I mean.
I see. I don't know. Agree with that one, man.
I think Newcastle are gonna finish below Villa and below Spurs.
Me too. Because you're forgetting they got Tonali back, but I don't.
He's a new signing, basically.
Yeah, he's a new signing, but I don't see him being the difference.
They need to fix that midfield. Joel Linton can't be playing midfield still.
They still got Bruno Guimaraes though.
Yeah, he's good.
He's good.
But who's the DM? They don't have a DM.
They don't have no.
They don't actually have a DM because they play. Yeah.
But you know what they do have though is that guy up front, man. That guy.
Isak is good. They got Callum Wilson as well. Come on.
Hey,
shout out Callum Wilson, my brother.
Let me say it right now. Yeah. For me, I feel like. Get me wrong. For me, I feel like Alexander Isak is gonna be top scorer this year.
Nah.
Put that on the chat.
Nah.
My man, top scorer this year.
Nah.
Bro, this guy is a goal poacher.
He's a goal poacher.
He knows how to put the ball in the back. You give him the ball in front of goal, it's hitting the back of the net.
But for him to do that
10 times.
For him to be the top goal scorer, he has to be there. He has to be healthy. And that's the thing with Isak is I don't feel like he's got 38 game season in him.
He didn't miss a lot of games last year.
He missed a lot of games last year. He's missed a lot of games for Newcastle since he's been there through injury. So I don't think he can play a 38 game season. He may be able to do it this season. I don't know. But for me, they haven't really made any big signings. I think that Eddie Howe, if they don't make the Champions League this season, he gets sacked. I also don't know how they're going with their level of investment because they haven't really bought anybody this summer.
They haven't. They haven't even done any business.
No, they've just kind of confirmed some, obviously, what's his name? Lewis Hall.
Yeah.
Chelsea, that's now a finalised deal. He'll play left back probably.
But left back's not going to really do anything. Not going to change much. So
I mean, they haven't really made any bigger signings.
Yeah, you need bigger signings. That midfield, you need a centre defensive mid. Yeah,
they don't have an out-and-out DM.
I don't see them finishing above Villa.
But I think right now, Eddie Howe's just like placeholder manager until they're able to spend big and bring in those big, massive players.
Yeah.
Drive the revenue up, the club revenue up, so they can play with FFP or whatever the new one's called.
Yeah.
And then Eddie Howe goes. He's kind of the Mark Hughes at City at the time, when Mark Hughes was manager and like Rubinho and stuff came in. Then they brought in not Mancini. It was
that was City under transition though.
Yeah, I think Eddie Howe was that transitional manager, and he just needs to if he doesn't get Champions League football this season, I think he gets sacked. I don't see them finishing in the top six.
I don't see them finishing in the top six. Eighth is a stretch. Seventh for me, yeah, I agree.
Now, at number 5, this club, right? I don't know what's going on.
If you're talking about Mendem FC, then
I don't know what's going on.
We'll be here all day, man.
I don't know what's going on. But Mendem FC,
but don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong, I see them finishing above that.
I see them
because I see there's one team that you haven't mentioned that is finishing below them.
Chelsea have 40 first team players. A new manager, including 8 goalkeepers. Why the hell do you?
They've just made it 9.
No, it's 8. It's 8. Why the hell does Chelsea have 8 goalkeepers, 8 first team goalkeepers? And don't tell me these people are like academy goalkeepers. Because no, they're on first team contracts. They're getting first team bread.
That's what I'm telling you. These people are just doing Mendem FC. They just like, yo, hey, you wanna come play for my club? Yeah, I'll sign you, fam. I'll give you this much. Yeah, let's go.
How are they gonna let's do it. How are they going to be within this FFP thing? They're just signing bare random young kids.
They've got like 7 center defensive midfielders.
They've got so many players.
You know that.
But you know what it is? Obviously, they've been quite rude to obviously people like Chalobah and people like Conor Gallagher who are like academy Cobham graduates.
Yeah, but you said you're the one that said Gallagher was better than Enzo. But here's the one that needed to go.
Gallagher is better. No, he's the one that needed to go. The only reason why Gallagher is going is because he is pure profit. If he wasn't pure, it's purely a business transaction. Same with Chalobah. Chalobah came in back in the last season, and Chelsea went on a run.
No, but these are academy prospects.
Yeah, so they're pure profit. They make pure profit on if they sell them, which is why those two are the ones that are banished from training, the ones that are on the selling market. But you've got people like what's his name, Disassi, and these waste men over there.
Yeah,
still playing. What's in mind? Enzo just got made assistant captain. That stinks.
That's a baller.
That absolutely stinks.
He do not stink. Enzo.
But I do think that Chelsea are going to be dangerous next season.
They're going to be dangerous. Look, this is where
they're going to be dangerous next season.
This is where I see it as I have a feeling that if Nkunku stays fit,
He's loading.
Because he is loading.
He's loading.
That guy, I could see it in his eye. Like, this guy has something to prove.
He's loading. And Nkuku's loading. Well, you think about this front three, right? You think Nkuku, let's say, this is how they've got so many players. But on the right, you maybe have, for me, Madueke. You've got, up top, you've got probably Nkuku or Jackson.
No.
The 10?
You see, this is where they go wrong, because Jackson is not it for them.
But either or, because they don't seem to be signing a striker right now.
That's what they need.
Either or, they've got Cole Palmer who play in the 10 with Caicedo right now and Enzo, which I think stinks. I think Lavia needs to play instead of Enzo, because Enzo does not need to play in Chelsea.
I feel like for me, it's Caicedo needs to be the one to be getting that X. I'm not dreaming, man.
You were picking. Oh no!
Oh my god!
No,
I'm not dreaming. For me, if Caicedo is not in that team, yeah, and Lavia comes in, that midfield is just dangerous.
Or do they play 3 at the back?
No, I don't see Chelsea playing.
Okay, who play?
Sorry, man. They need to play 4 at the back, man. They can't play 3.
I think they play 3.
It's not gonna work.
I think you play what's his name? Codwell? Is it Codwell? No.
No, K, something like
no,
that.
You play Wesley Fofana. You play Reece James right centre back. You play Gusto wing back. You play Chilwell. Yeah, Chilwell left back or Cal. What's his name? Cucurella. That prick.
No, you can't play Cucurella, man.
You can play Cucurella. He's a good wing back.
No, you know how much the Chelsea fans hate on him.
Allow him right now.
Do you know how much goals he cost them?
No, but Cucurella, when he was in Verdun last season, he was actually became pretty decent.
You can't go to a Premier League season as a baller and thinking you're gonna be playing all these players that can't even play ball. Obviously, you're gonna be doing shit then.
Cucurella or Ben Chilwell can play left wing back. Be quiet. That stinks. Your opinion stinks on that take,
bro.
Those are the 2 left backs, and they're good enough to play left wing back.
Oh my god!
They play 5 at the back, 3 centre backs, 2 wing backs, 2 centre midfielders. There, play Enzo if you want to play Enzo. Play Caicedo. So you play a 3, you play a 4, and then you play a 3, and you mix that up between Palmer. What's his name? Palmer, Nkuku,
and Jackson.
Or you bring in. This
is where I see Chelsea struggling, man.
I think Chelsea are going to be the starting 11. If they play a 5 at the back, is going to be decent.
Nah, I don't see that. We'll see how they're gonna play, because we don't know what you're gonna get from Chelsea. You know, one week they are Barcelona, the next week they're playing like Nottingham Forest. So you never know what you're gonna get from them. But I don't know. I see Chelsea. I see Chelsea finishing 5th. I agree with that.
Nah, I think Chelsea's actually gonna finish 5th.
Because for me, I have Villa at 4th. And Chelsea 5th.
I think Chelsea's gonna finish top. I think Chelsea's gonna finish top 4.
No, please.
Chelsea's gonna finish top 4. They're European games are conference games. Are they conference games?
Yes.
Yeah, they're conference games, right? They're going to play no players in there.
This is why they signed Order Mandem.
That's why they got Order Mandem. That's why all these young ballers.
You can play conference.
They're going to go to all these towns which they have weird airports.
And let the ballers stay back for the Prem.
Stay back for the Prem.
Yeah, if they do that,
trust me,
then
Chelsea are going to finish top 4 because their starting 11 is, on paper, it's decent. But they've got a new technical manager.
Do you think they should prioritize the conference?
No. They prioritize making it back to Champions League. It's more revenue that way.
That's what they need. But I don't see them getting Champions League football this year.
I see them finishing 4th.
I see them finishing 5th.
And now that we're
we're in
ChatGPT's top 4, the Champions League positions, Man United coming 4th.
God, this one's a stinker. United 6th for me, please.
Man United coming 4th. They've signed Euro.
De Ligt,
Delit's going there.
No, it's confirmed.
Yeah, but ultimately Delit's there.
Yeah, Mazraoui.
They made some decent signings, but you know what I think? Ten Hag is sacked before the end of the season. How is my man on his way out?
And
then they give him a new contract
because he won the FA Cup.
That is
But that's listen. But that was the worst thing that could have happened to Man United,
dude.
Is them winning the FA Cup.
They were twerking for every manager in the world. Man United were twerking for every single manager. We want
Zidane. We want this guy.
For everybody. The twerking didn't work, so now they're stuck with Ten Hag. And after they publicly shamed him and said he's on his way out, basically gave him a new contract. I think that he's gone by, if they are below 6th by like February, he's sacked.
Yeah, but the thing is about Man United is they can't play the way they're playing and pretend, because you're forgetting the players that they have are not Ten Hag players.
They're not. But you know what?
And it's like a transition, because another manager would come and he would get the players that, let's say, Ten Hag has bought, and then he would have to buy his own one.
Yeah.
So the players that he has are not even his players that he wanted.
No, but they're moving to a model where they're just bringing in a coach to coach the squad, where the football fucking, what's his name, director buys the players for a specific system, and it's that kind of model where it's they're just a head coach.
But that's not going to work for them.
Oh,
and they tried it.
No, they haven't tried. This is the first year they've done it. They've got a new ownership. They've got basically new ownerships coming over.
So what? Ten Hag has no say on transfers now.
He has no say on transfers.
On nothing.
Nothing. He's just a coach.
Yeah,
you know what? I think players gonna have a good comeback this season if he stays at the club. Casemiro.
No, Casemiro's finished.
If he stays at the club this season, he looked good in the Community Shield.
Bro,
he looked okay in the Community Shield.
He stank.
Last year he was terrible. Last year was the biggest fall off.
Did you see what Elliot did to him like 2 weeks ago?
Dude, allow that.
I'm telling you, man, this guy stank.
Last year, Casemiro had the biggest fall off from superstardom after having a decent Man United season to having a barbecue chicken Man United season. If he comes back half the player he was in the first season, I think it'll be enough to get that midfield into the top 6.
Casemiro is finished.
They don't have any other DM.
He only went there for the money.
But they don't have any other DMs.
Exactly. So they bought Amrabat and now he's back.
He's gone.
And he didn't even do anything.
That's what I mean, though. I think that you're not listening to what I'm saying, though. I think that if Casemiro is half the player he was in the first half of the season,
this is what I'm going to tell you. I don't see that happening.
I watched him play that Community Shield. I know it's just a curtain raiser against Man City's like B team or C team.
One game, obviously, one game where you wake up feeling good about yourself. You're gonna put a performance like you're Maldini or something.
We'll see. Bro. Hey, let's come back to this clip. If I'm right, let's come back to this clip.
You'll forget it. You'll forget it. It's a Premier League, yeah. It's not a race.
I predict these things, yeah. Let's come back to this clip. If I'm right that Casemiro is going to be a lot better than he was last season and actually be a key part to this Man United team, we'll see.
No,
it's a big take.
Even United fans want him out.
I would want him out too. I would want him out too. But right now they don't have any other options.
That's why they need to go. Bro, you're going to a season where you need. This is why.
Right, we need to move on because production just told me we got 11 minutes left. All right, we need to move on. And number 3. ChatGPT says your brothers, Liverpool, are finishing 3rd.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Mind you lot got no signings to date.
Hey,
Zubimendi.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Have you seen the system we're playing, man?
I'm not gonna lie, you guys are looking good.
Have you seen us pre-season? Well, we're looking like we're on smoke.
I think you guys need a DM. You get Zubimendi. You guys are gonna be a decent squad. I think I got a big take here. I think Darwin Núñez is loading. He's about to have a breakout standout season.
I agree with you that one. I feel like Darwin Núñez is going to be on smoke this season.
This is a big take.
He has fire in his eyes. You're forgetting my man just kicked a fan in where? Copa America, man. That's how much fire this guy has. He's going to come on smoke.
The only thing that scares me right now for you lot, I think you guys are a scary team. With that starting 11,
we're not, because our defensive mid. I don't see Enzo.
No, but I think if you get Zubimendi in that midfield,
that's what we need.
The style of play you guys are playing at the minute, you control the ball.
And one thing that pisses me off is why are we so cheap? Why are we so cheap as a club? We have money, but we don't want to go and spend it.
I mean, you're saying that now, right? You're saying that now, but that's got you to where you are to this point. That got you the Premier League.
Under Klopp, we had one thing that got us that. That was a manager Klopp that he knew what he wanted to buy for the money that he was given. Do I see?
No, but he didn't sign those players. You got to remember that. You told me yourself that Klopp doesn't sign players. He was given players.
But he had a say whether to yes or no at the end. If the guy wants to come and buy players, or we want to get this guy for you, he says yes or no. That's it. If he says no, then it's a no go.
Right now, Arne Slot's looking good in preseason. He's playing decent football.
He's looking good in preseason, but you're forgetting it's a hype right now, because you're forgetting that Tottenham came with the same smoke last year and the beginning of the season, and then what happened?
If you add a DM into that midfield,
if you add a DM to that midfield,
add Zubamendi into that midfield.
I agree. We finished third.
You finished top.
We're not challenging.
You finished top four.
Top four. Yes,
that's what we're saying. Like,
we're not challenging.
You guys are going to finish top four.
Yes,
I think that Darwin Núñez is a breakout season. If Gakpo can replicate the form he had in the Euros, amazing. Salah's going to do Salah things. He had an off season last year. He's still got about 20 goals. He's going to be okay. Szoboszlai needs to deliver this
Szoboszlai needs to deliver. But the only problem issue I have is our defensive.
No, but you know what? I think that if you get a Zubamendi type player in that midfield, unlock Szoboszlai, McAllister will do McAllister things. He's an absolute baller, and he was a steal in the transfer window.
But our defensive needs to improve.
Yes, your defense needs to improve.
Because literally out of the top 6 last year, we were the worst team in the defense.
But you had no DM.
We did. We had Endo,
but
he wasn't it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He did an okay job, but he wasn't. He's not the player that's gonna. You go from Fabinho to Endo.
Yeah, true.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you're
downgrading.
You're downgrading.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and you were twerking for Lavia, you were twerking for Caicedo and all these players,
Yeah.
and Chelsea went and said, "Nah, we got them." So you didn't get your DM, you didn't get your player last season, which is the player you were looking for.
Yeah, true.
If you can get Zubamendi this summer, that to me is that piece of the puzzle.
Let's think about this. Liverpool, you need to go out and sign Zubamendi, and we'll see what one. Because if you guys are not gonna go and sign him, we're gonna have a hell of a shock of a season, and I'm not looking forward to it. To all the Liverpool fans out there, pray, with me right now that we get this man in, because this guy looks like a gem. He looks like a Xabi Alonso regen. If we do not sign him, we're gonna have a shock of a season.
All right.
Let's move.
Liverpool fans, Zubamendi is the key to your success apparently, but let's move on at Arsenal. And obviously me being an Arsenal fan, Calafiori's there. Timber's basically a new signing. We've got, what's it called, Mikel Moreno, who's coming in.
Yeah, Arsenal looking scary, man.
So the midfield, that left side is kind of looking like it needs to look like. Obviously replacing that Xhaka. Got the Xhaka replacement. Martinelli and Trossard. That's going to be an interchange in left wing. I think we're still missing a striker or a winger. We need a backup to Saka. I think we sell Reece Nelson, we sell Nketiah, and we use that money to buy a winger.
But even with the squad right now that you have, for me personally, I think you guys are gonna win the league.
Arsenal must win.
I think you guys are gonna win the league.
Arsenal must win the league this season. We cannot finish second or third again.
You cannot be second 3 years in a row under Guardiola. The guy's gonna be taking the piss out of you guys.
Arsenal must win the league this season. We've made the investment.
Okay, I have a question. If Arsenal comes second this year, do you reckon it's a success or a fail?
It depends on how the season goes. If we're down by, if City run away with it, it's like with any season. If City go undefeated,
you're forgetting. This is the 3rd year in a row.
I don't think.
And you guys have bought the signing that you say you needed to compete with Man City right now.
I think that the gap has closed. I think that we're quite competitive with Man City. I think that we are 1 or 2 players away from being not better than them.
As of right now, you're saying you need 2 more players?
No, as of right now, I say that we need a replacement or a backup right winger to make it competitive for Saka. Even though Saka is the player that needs to play. There have been talks about Rafinha coming in. If Nico Williams goes to Barca, Rafinha may come in for 50.
Nico Williams is not going nowhere. That guy just got given a number 10 shirt, man.
Let's not talk about Barca. If we get a right winger to replace Saka, yes. If we get a striker, a striker that offers something different to what we have in Havertz and Jesus, yes. I believe that Jesus should probably play.
Yeah, for me, Jesus needs to
play
go.
right wing.
You have a few players for me that need to go. Zinchenko, Jesus, and all these men.
Zinchenko's not going anywhere. He just got a new number.
But see, this is a problem. You're keeping players that need to go.
Zinchenko's got a new number. I think Zinchenko needs to leave, and Nketiah needs to leave. Reece Nelson needs to leave, and Vieira needs to leave. And we need to bring in a striker and a winger. But let's move on to number 1, Man City. They're saying that ChatGPT is saying that Pep's going to do 5 in a row.
It's turning to a farmers league. Right,
but you know what? Like Man City made one signing.
Savinho.
I think they still are missing their Gundogan replacement. I think that Nunes hasn't loaded.
No, but you're forgetting that they've got Rodri in that midfield.
Yeah, but I think they're still missing.
He is the stability there.
I think they're still missing.
David Silva is getting old.
Bernardo Silva.
Bernardo Silva. Yeah, he's getting old.
City is City. City will always be top 2. They're not finished outside of that. But I still think that if they get a midfielder to be that Rodri, Gundogan, X-Region, I don't think Nunes has been it. I don't think Kovacic is it.
Nah, Kovacic is not it.
I think that they've sorted out their wing position. They've got this young kid, Savinho, who's amazing. They got Bob as well, Oscar Bob, who's also an elite talent.
That looks
you've got
crazy.
Grealish, you've got Doku, like you've got Bernardo who can play out there. You've got Haaland. They've lost Alvarez. They're losing Alvarez. Julian Alvarez.
But it's for them, it's nothing.
It's nothing. But I think that if they can use that Julian Alvarez money and get another midfielder at the back, I think they're okay. Maybe a replacement for Kyle Walker, because I think Kyle Walker's maybe past his time now.
Yeah, it's past.
Left back, they're okay.
Dinosaur, man.
Centre backs, they're okay. Goalkeepers, they're okay. Do I believe they're going to win the Premier League?
No, I don't agree with that. I think Arsenal's going to win it.
But can I see City winning the Premier League? Yes, I can, because it's Man City's Pep Guardiola.
But this is where I feel like it depends on how Arsenal start, and the Premier Leagues have not done you guys any favor with the beginning fixtures.
Don't worry about that. Well, the game's a game. You beat the team in front of you, we move on. End of the day, crowd. ChatGPT reckons Man City's win the Premier League. I think Arsenal are. I think Arsenal are. Liverpool will make the Champions League. Man United, Chelsea, Spurs, West Ham.
Man United are finishing things for me.
Villa, they'll all be there and thereabouts.
Fans, man.
They'll all be there and thereabouts, and we'll see what goes on from there. Relegation battle, Ipswich, Wolves, and Nottingham Forest. I think that Southampton will drop into that. Leicester might drop into that. Fulham were going to do things for me this season. I hope Palace does all right.
Yeah, I hope Palace does all right, because I have a soft spot for Palace, man. I like Palace, man.
My big prediction is that Eddie Hearn is sacked. The first manager sacked by Newcastle. Ten Hag will also be sacked this summer.
Ten Hag is the number 1.
And Dominic Solanke is going to score 20 goals for Spurs. This has been the final whistle presented by Let 'Em Shoot TV. I've been Denai. You've been Khaled. We're out. Peace.